Who is the better defender, Rudy Gobert or Ben Simmons? Well, according to Simmons, it's not even close. The Sixers All-Star has been adamant about his claim to this year's Defensive Player of the Year award, and most recently took some serious shots at Gobert and his defense. Is what he says right? And if so, should voters listen? Sit back, relax, and take this in. Simmons and Gobert are considered to be the 1A and 1B to win the league's most sought-out defensive honors, with the Stifle Tower Gobert already having 2 under his name in 2018 and 2019. But this year, Simmons' defensive ability has taken a leap, and in his eyes, he believes that makes him the clear-cut favorite. He said as much while on ESPN's The Jump talking to Rachel Nichols after Sixers head coach Doc Rivers said Simmons should win the award.
I'm one of those guys who can guard 1 through 5. Obviously, there's a lot of respect for Rudy. I know what he's capable of. I know, he's great down there in the paint, but he's not guarding everybody.
In his response, Simmons brought up a game earlier this season between the Sixers and Jazz where, without Joel Embiid, he went off for a career-high 42 points against Gobert. After that game in February, Simmons took some shots at Gobert saying, "I love it when I saw Rudy was guarding me. I felt like it was a little bit of disrespect putting him on me, but it is what it is." Simmons has taken shots at Gobert before. While playing Call of Duty on his Twitch stream last year, Simmons listed his top 5 defenders in the NBA and didn't include Gobert.
Anthony Davis, Kawhi, Giannis.
I'm putting myself in there too. What's that, 4?
That's 5.
I didn't say Rudy though. Because I look like Rudy and Pat. I put Pat B in there.
You cannot put Rudy. You cannot not put Rudy in the top 5.
Why?
Dude's nice.
I play ball. I'm looking at guys who can guard 1 through 5, man.
Now, Gobert stayed silent for the most part until just a month ago when he was asked about Simmons constantly throwing shade his way. Gobert refuted Simmons' argument saying, "It's not about being cute, it's not about looking good, it's not about narratives, and it's not about having a big name." Gobert went on to say that defense is all about impact and how you put your defensive imprint on each and every game. Now, let's look at the numbers and see who has a better claim to the throne. Simmons claimed Gobert wasn't a versatile defender who could guard all positions quite like Simmons can, with his combination of size, agility, and quickness. And to that, he's right. Gobert is in the 54th percentile in B-Ball Index's defensive versatility statistic, which uses tracking data to calculate how often a player spent time on defense guarding a certain player, while Simmons is 7th in the entire NBA in that statistic, ranking in the 86th percentile. As for Gobert's point about impact, well, in that sense, Rudy is right as well. Under 538's defensive Raptor metric, which estimates overall defensive impact, both in terms of box score numbers and point differential when the player is off the court, Rudy Gobert is number 1 among players who have logged over 1,000 minutes this season at 7.6. Simmons is 29th. Clearly, both Simmons and Gobert do their homework in terms of looking at the numbers before making their statements.
I've been crunching the numbers.
The issue in debating between these two players is that Gobert and Simmons, while both being incredible defenders, are vastly different in what they contribute defensively. Gobert is your prototype defensive center, terrorizing the paint to make it impossible to score in the interior on the Jazz's number 4 ranked defense. Simmons, on the other hand, does most of his dirty work on the perimeter, guarding players one-on-one and trying to stop them from getting to the rim in the first place, all while leading the Sixers to the 2nd ranked defense in the NBA this season. It's for that reason that Simmons ranks in the 96th percentile in B-Ball Index's matchup difficulty statistic, but Gobert towers over everyone else in terms of impact. And that distinction has made it much harder for perimeter players like Simmons to get their hands on the league's prized defensive honors. It also doesn't help Simmons' case that he has Joel Embiid prowling in the paint to clean up any mistakes he does on defense, while Gobert's next best defender on the Jazz is Royce O'Neal, who is good, but nowhere near as impactful as Embiid defensively. It comes down to what you value more on defense, a team defender like Gobert or an individual defender like Simmons. History has proven that voters tend to side with Gobert. 25 of the last 30 Defensive Player of the Year awards have gone to big men. And that's why Simmons has taken every opportunity to downplay Gobert's ability on the defensive end, because Simmons is fighting an uphill battle when it comes to claiming he is the Defensive Player of the Year. In my opinion, I think there's something to be said about how versatile and prolific of a defender Simmons is, and for that reason, I would give it to him over Gobert this season. And Gobert has already won it twice, so sharing is caring. But what do you think? Is Simmons right to downplay Gobert's defense? Who should win the award in the first place? Let us know what you think in the comments.